Welcome to Black Empowered Men Radio. We are here every Thursday from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, empowering the nation, one person at a time.
Hello. Welcome to the Black Empowered Men Radio Show. My name is James Price, and on behalf of Walt Laurel and John T. Wills, I want to welcome you to the show. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Tonight we have a special show for you. This show is incredible. And before we even get started, I want to thank all of our friends at other radio stations, including Pearls Before Swine, Aisha Pearls Bunbury, John T. Wills, Chronicles, and the Book Tree Literacy Project, Worldwide Music Alive, and Jim Black and Friends with Brenda White. So we want to thank you for joining the show and want to call our dear special guest, Kathy Sharpe. Kathy, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Kathy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I just want to welcome you to the show. I want to thank you so much for being a part of this show this evening, and we are honored to have you. And before we even get started, for all the guests out there and people who are listening all over the world, we want to give out our number because we're sure that you're going to be calling in with some questions for Kathy. The phone number here is 914-803-4927. Once again, 914-803-4927. So, Kathy, how are you?
I am doing good. I am so honored to be on this show. I really am. This is great.
Well, you know what? We're honored to have you. We're very thankful that you decided to take time out of your busy day. And you know what we do here at Black Empowered Men Show, we cover so many different aspects of media, entertainment, education, new authors for books. I mean, we cover the whole spectrum. And having you on the show is like having a big mogul in the entertainment field. And we're thankful that you would take time out to talk to us. So before we get started, I want you to give us some little background about yourself.
Ooh, okay. I am a mother of seven kids, and they're all pretty much grown. I have 3 that are still under 18, but everyone's pretty much on their way out. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, I think that's about it. That covers a lot. I work in the church a lot with different things. I do a lot of choir directing and praise and worship leading and stuff like that. So I love the Lord very much, and that's it. I don't know what else to say.
That's always great because knowing who you are and what you stand for, which is dignity and character and all the different things, and being a musician that I found out not long ago that you're a great musician, all of these things and raising your children, all of these aspects of your life came together to make you who you are. And that's why I asked, for you to tell us a little bit about that, because now we can understand more about your passion for what you do. So right now, I want you to give us an idea about Wordical Productions. Tell us a little bit about what Wordical Productions is all about.
Wordical Productions, what we do is we reach teens in the city of San Diego. Majority of the teens that we reach are males. I mean, we do have females that are involved, teenage girls that are involved, but the majority of the teens that we reach are males, and we reach them. It's kind of a unique program that kind of grew on its own. We reach them by using the arts, but it's not classical art. We do a lot of urban theater, urban film, and that's what draws a lot of our guys. And I was doing it in church for years, and I guess back in 2006 decided to move it out into the open, and instead of just reaching the kids that were in the church, I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and make this a nonprofit and let's see what we can do as far as reaching the kids in the city. And it just grew, it just exploded. Every show that we did was pretty much standing room only. I mean, people would just come out just to see them because, the kids were good, and the programs they put together or the shows they put together were just off the chain. They were dynamic. They were vibrant. They were full of life, which is, what you see in a lot of teens today anyway.
So you took that energy that they would normally have anyway and just applied it to something that was positive.
Yeah. You got to understand, a lot of the kids that I talked to, the kids didn't have a whole lot to do. In getting in trouble, I don't know, it was just something that you did. It was just, nobody that I ever knew that got in trouble wanted to get in trouble. I mean, the kids just needed something to do. We didn't have programs, and a lot of the programs that I saw out there were for kids that have already gone to jail. They have outreaches and things for people that have already gone to jail. I wanted to reach them before they got there. And then another thing, too, is I have a daughter. Well, she's, approaching 30 now, but, she was a teen mother. She got pregnant while she was young. And when I was looking for a program for the father of the child, there was nothing. There was nothing. They had all kinds of stuff for young females. They had all kinds of programs for them, but there's nothing for the males. And it kind of burned on the inside of me. I looked at my own kids, my own sons, and just being with everybody in my family alone, people being African American, it was tough. It just seems like life and everything was just a lot tougher. They were drawn into crowds that they didn't need to be drawn in. There was too much that the media was pulling on them to get them in the wrong direction. And so I figured, okay, I can't do it, as far as money-wise, because everybody wants big money, $400-something a month just to put your kid in a program, and I didn't have that. So while I was in the church, I thought, well, you know what, let me just do it, just put it together myself. And it grew.
So Wordical was conceived in the church. The whole idea and the aspects of what it's all about came from the church. Yes,
it did. It did.
That leads me to this question then, because I want to know, where did you get the name Wordical? So I think I know, but can you explain that?
Okay. Don't think I'm strange. I don't want no one out there in radio land, to think I'm kind of, a little strange. I pray a lot, and sometimes when people, talk about people praying, they think something's wrong with them or whatever. But I was in my garage, and I was asking, I was praying, and I knew what I wanted to do. And I was just asking God about it. And I just told him, I said, you know what I want to do with the kids? You know what I want to do? How would I put it together? And all I kept thinking was a radical way to deliver the word. And at the time, it was a radical way to deliver the word of God. And we shortened it, radical way to deliver the word, and then Wordical is a form of radical and word put together.
Ah.
So that's kind of
okay, well, I knew it had something to do with word, but I didn't know how you got it to be Wordical.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So who is most affected by Wordical? Is it just the church kids or
No,
who?
Actually, my favorite kids to work with, honestly, are kids that know nothing about the church, have nothing to do with the church. And an example would be, and this guy, I love him to death. I call him my Urkel. He is now a grown man, and he fights for the United States Marines. He's a Marine now, but he came through the Wordical program. And when we first got there, it was one of the first years that we put something together, and he came in, and I like to pray a lot with the kids. Not go into deep prayer, but I like to join in hands in a circle and just ask God's blessing for whatever rehearsal, whatever we're about to do. And I told him, all the kids that don't want to do it, that's fine. Some of you guys don't want to join, I don't care. It's no big deal. It's just something that I do. So an example would be he came in and he was saying, he goes, I'm going to stand there, but I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist. I don't do this. I don't do that. Well, as time went on, his character, seeing him change and seeing him grow, within 2 years, he started, he ended up joining the Marines, and he came to us and asked us to pray with him. And now he visits us from time to time. And just his most recent visit, he came and he said, he was seeing if he could bring anybody to church with him, because he has a church that he goes to. He's very, very devout in it. I'm not saying that, I was the one that brought him to that, but I do believe that we planted some kind of seed, to a guy who didn't believe in anything, and was very boisterous about it. He's, just to see that, that's incredible to me.
Wow.
But those are the kind, there's kids like that. There's the kids that are really, really heavy into the gangs. and the things that they have to go through. Those are the kids that I like to reach. There's one kid I really wanted him real bad to be in Wordical, but he ended up not wanting to be a part of it. And it was funny because we had a casting call. He showed up, and he must have had a ring, an ear ring, a nose ring, a head ring, an eye ring, an ankle ring. I mean, whatever ring you could think of, he had. His attitude was real vicious. And one of the kids turned around and looked at me and they said, "Oh, we know she wants that one." And I said, yeah, because sometimes when kids, to me, now this is just my opinion, but sometimes when kids are either overly rebellious or, overly colorful, in how they express themselves, they're awesome on stage. To me, they're incredible on stage.